Hello.
Hey.
That was weird. Turn on your camera, you coward.
Did you... I gotta flame Haemon first. Did you see Haemon's bracket?
No, I haven't looked at anyone's bracket.
So he has Griffin over Invictus, Fun Plus over Fnatic, and then Fun Plus over Griffin to the finals. I can't abide by that.
Okay.
In what world?
Okay.
Anthony, I need to know, in what fucking world?
Okay.
Is Haemon in the chat yet? Can we flame him yet? Oh, God.
No.
Alright, I'm DMing him.
That's called bullying.
You fucking have Fun Plus finals? What?
Okay.
Okay, sorry, I actually just roasted him, but... Did you hear how quickly I was typing? Beating the shit out of my keyboard for that one, boys.
Welcome to Legendary Leland's podcast where our friends don't know what they're doing.
Oh, and we don't either. Let's get it. Actually, you know, we did
okay.
We did decent. We did decent.
We're talking about our pick'ems, not North America. These are different.
No, North America.
Conversations.
North America did very not great.
Sort of like right here. This is the bar up here. So they're right there. They're right below the bar.
That's a little BM there, pal.
You know what else is a little BM? Not making it out of groups 5 years in a row, double lift. How about that? How about that, double lift? Huh?
Hey, buddy.
I mean, clearly, leaving his team on the third split didn't have any difference in the impact he would have had at Worlds.
Ouch.
Because he did the same thing again. Oh my god, hang on. I'm gonna go look up that last game because that last game's draft was horrendous. Hang on. Where should we start? Do we wanna just go right in on Team Liquid and how disappointing they are?
I mean, that's definitely not the order on the list, but if you feel compelled, if you feel compelled, dude, I mean, we're in your house.
Well, we're not in my house. My house is a server. Let me just go look up the.
I'm in your house in your bracket. Listen, Anthony, shut the fuck up.
All right. So
why did I? You know how stupid I am.
Quite.
I went to all event VODs and I went to open stuff and I just started opening shit from play-ins. Anyway.
Alright, so for some ungodly reason, we're running Olaf jungle here.
It's not that good.
We're letting everyone get Kiana because Jensen can't play Kiana.
Which is surprising.
It's not. Jensen couldn't play Akali last year. Why is he gonna let him play
Yikes. We're good. We're A-okay now, Anthony.
So, I don't know why we're picking Xayah Nautilus.
It's not that bad.
Kai'Sa's up! Kai'Sa's up and you're picking Xayah Nautilus!
I think Xayah's a better AD carry overall than...
But you can have Xayah Nautilus and they banned Rakan! They first picked Gragas! How do you lose that draft when the other team first picks Gragas?
Which game is this?
This is the last game of TL versus IG.
Right.
They first picked Gragas! I have no words! They first pick Gragas, then you pick Olaf! Why?
Well, I was looking at the wrong...
I don't know why we're picking LeBlanc here either. I don't know why the TL draft isn't Kai'Sa Nautilus into freaking Lee Sin. Why is that not your draft? Are you scared of losing to Gragas on Lee Sin? I don't... Pick Rek'Sai. Anyone's better than freaking Olaf.
Which day is this?
This is the last day. This is the last match.
Right, okay. I was looking at okay, so what happened was I was looking at a different TLIG game.
Yeah, and the teams were...
almost exactly swapped, and I was so fucking confused. But I digress. No, this was a weird...
Oh, and then they already have Kiana locked in for rookie, but they banned Syndra and Lissandra.
Yeah, they did. To be fair, there's no defense. They already picked Kai'Sa. It's not like that mage is going bot lane. They literally had already picked every possible... Oh, no, dude. Were they afraid of, like, Kiana top? Flex? Like, that just seems bad.
I don't...
That sucks, dude.
I don't know.
That's so bad.
I have no words for this draft. And then we end up picking Aatrox, who was only good into Vladimir, and then he just gets stomped. How does he lose that? How? How do you lose that? That's the hardest counter matchup in the game right now.
For who?
For Aatrox counters the fuck out of Vladimir. Vladimir's early game is useless. Oh my god. So TL has disappointed us immensely. Oh my god, this draft makes no sense.
No, it's super terrible.
Why is the LeBlanc getting picked here at all? It's like, hey, LeBlanc tried to W at me. Oh crap, I ulted her backwards. Oops, she's dead. Judging got solo killed by Rookie. Like, just in lane. Just cause he...
Rookie's a good mid laner.
He's not the best mid laner at this tournament, no.
That's not what I said, though.
It's not a lie.
All I said was that he's a good mid laner.
Oh my...
Rookie's a better mid laner than you or me.
Okay. Alright, now that we pitched at TL enough, let's go back to
walk it back to the results. How was this week, buddy? Disappointing as NA fans, but how did you think the competition was? How did you think the games were? Did you have fun?
I thought Fnatic, I'm pretty sure Fnatic won a game against SKT, right? That was a little bit surprising. I'm pretty sure they won that game against SKT.
There were so many games, Anthony.
There was 50 games total in this group stage that we had to watch over the last 2 weeks. That's a lot of games.
That's why I don't remember. Because there were 50 games, and I can't keep that in my head.
Hey, let me pull up not the Wikipedia. I don't like this site. Gamepedia. Here we go. This should tell me who won. No, the main event. Wait, did I go back? What is? Oh, I went to MSI. What the hell did I click?
Not sure. This is not that international tournament.
No. That international tournament was much better for NA. I had a much happier time leaving that tournament, even if TL did get freaking stomping the fastest best of series in all of whatchamacallit, international history of League of Legends. Let's see. Yeah, SKT lost the game to Fnatic. So yeah, Fnatic's looking okay. They won one to RNG and SKT, so they got that going for them. I still don't think they're gonna be Funplucks, but that's later. I was impressed by J Team too. I thought they would do.
Were you?
Yeah, I thought they would do a lot worse, but they ended up going 3-3.
Yeah, that's, I can't, dear Christ, I can't say I expected them to do as well as they did. How did you feel about GAM?
I thought GAM would perform better in some respects, but at the same time, teams seem to be more prepared and more respectful of random strategies, if you will.
Yeah, meme strats.
Yeah.
Wow, we only got one group perfectly.
I mean, I think the max I've ever gotten is 2 groups perfect, and that's because they panned out exactly how I thought they would.
We shit the bed on Group A, by the way.
Everyone shit the bed on Group A. Everyone thought Griffin was gonna implode. I totally thought Griffin was gonna implode, but they ended up just tie-breaking with G2.
They ended up not. They ended up exploding.
Any of the records you see on screen, by the way, all don't include tiebreakers, but their positions are correct.
Yeah, because it says Griffin is 6-1, and they're like 9-something. But like,
I thought Splice would actually look a lot worse than they did, but did they take?
That's true. I didn't expect Splice to perform the level they did. However,
they did lose a game.
And this comes a little bit later. I don't think that's gonna last.
No, I can't say I would agree with that statement. But
what did you think about Group C's games? Were they fun?
Group C had probably most of the high-level games, but it also had one of the lowest-level games ever in the
which was
the Fnatic versus Clutch Gaming game.
You mean my new favorite League of Legends game? The game I intend to pattern my play off of.
Oh God, no!
The game I intend to embody.
I'd like to not think about that game. That game was such a fiesta.
No, let's just deep dive that. No, it definitely wasn't. I don't think I was
paying attention to that game enough.
It definitely wasn't great. Who do you think it was worse for?
Oh, Fnatic, 100%. What is Clutch
gonna I agree.
What's Clutch gonna say? Oh, well, our team doesn't exist next year.
Yeah, at least Fnatic won, though. Like,
I mean, sure, but nobody expected Clutch to do anything in this group. If Clutch won a game in this group, it's a gigantic mark on anyone's record.
That's true.
Like, if you're... What team finished 5-1 at the bottom? If you're the team that lost to GAM, which is... Who is it? It was J-Team, I think, right? Yeah, J-Team lost to GAM. I don't understand how you could possibly get out of this group by losing to the last place team. Like, you just shouldn't have that happen. You should have marks.
Luckily, every other last place team went 0-6.
Yeah. I'm a little sad that Hong Kong didn't make it out so they could play a Chinese team for the memes, but
Stop. Is Griffin Korean?
Griffin's Korean, yes.
You need to chill, bro.
You don't like prodding at high...
I'm not doing this. So let's just talk about Group D. How were the individual games of Group D to watch? Damwon turned it on more than I thought they were going to. Obviously, I think we both had them in third for our pick'ems.
Mm-hmm. I think anyone would have said that these three teams could have come out in any order, and nobody would have been like,
I'm pretty sure
that's
we
not possible.
Or at least we said that, like, you know, this was going to be a relatively close group, barring one of the three teams, AHQ, God rest your souls.
One of the four teams.
Yeah, but I said, listen, you didn't listen to my sentence.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we thought that Invictus was going to make it out regardless, and it was really up to whether TL or Damwon could make it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
I'm still surprised that Damwon were able to make it out on top. I really thought that they weren't going to be able to pull it out, but they proved me wrong, and now Korea has 3 first seeds out of groups. Dear Lord.
Oh my God, they do.
The Korean overlords are back.
Let's get it, dude. This is the League of Legends I like to see.
Where's Monty in his conductor's hat when you need him?
Overwatch, I think?
No, actually. He's doing Summoning Insight for Worlds.
What is that?
It's an old podcast for League of Legends that him and Thorn used to do.
They hired him back?
Well, he works with Cloud9, and Cloud9 is hosting the Summoning Insight thing.
I see.
His wife works at Cloud9.
I see.
He married someone who's Korean, lived in Korea for 5 years, and never learned the language either, by the way.
That's a choice.
I know, right?
Dude, like, honestly, how would you not want... Like, I imagine it would be so much harder.
Does he had his wife do everything for him in Korea? I don't know.
But that doesn't even sound like you would have a good time. This is not the Monty podcast.
It's not.
We're here to talk about Worlds.
I will take any opportunity to take shots at Monty because I think he's an asshole.
So are we... Okay, NA teams... Here's a good meme. You guys can't see our notes, but Anthony for the bullet point, NA team focus, but then focus is struck through, and then it just says funeral in italics. So NA team's focus funeral. C9, CG, and TL have all left us.
I was going to try to find like a black veil to wear.
You're so extra, by the way.
It would have been great.
You should definitely hilarious. You should definitely photo. Okay, so the screen.
I can go find some sort of face thing that'll put veils on us for this segment.
What I was gonna say was for the thumbnail for the highlight of this segment, you should just Photoshop veils onto our faces.
That'd be hilarious.
I agree. So we're here at the funeral, the final death knell of North America in this World's International Tournament. Cloud9, Clutch Gaming, and TL all yeeted out of competition by various teams and with various force.
I was looking for a lighter.
What?
I was looking for a lighter.
Hell yeah, but okay. Wait, hold on. Keep going.
I think C9 actually kind of performed at the same level that they've been at for a while. And I feel like TL 100% should have been able to make it out of their group. They were playing 2/3 seeds from Korea and China, but I don't think C9 or CG are actually all that surprising by comparison. Just because nobody expected CG to do anything. I bet you CG in the 9th slot of their group is probably the #1 pick out of all of Pick'ems. Did I say 9th slot? I meant 4th slot.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9th slot is a weird one to.
Yeah, 9th slot is 1 slot out of groups, which is where TL ended up, but that's besides the point.
Brutal. Brutal, by the way.
Everyone was saying that C9 would make it out on Griffin imploding, which didn't seem to happen. And then TL, everyone thought would be able to make it out because everyone was definitely overhyping Damwon.
Alright, I did it, Anthony. I did it, boys.
Did you go download that?
I did. That's why I was looking at my phone for the last minute.
Throw back to like 2010, back when that was
cool.
I
mean, dude, it's got like, it is interactive now, dude. I can flip it up.
They were interactive then!
I know. RIP to the team is all I'm saying, dude. Ooh. Alright, immediately deleting this app from my phone. Continue.
Get rid of the spyware.
What?
Get rid of the spyware. So
unless they want to sponsor us, then I'll always have it on my phone no matter what.
So what do you think NA needs to do to improve?
Import more Korean. No.
To improve and kind of get out of this barely out of groups placement.
So you know how there's the SKT roster?
Yeah. Okay.
If an NA team imported the entire SKT roster...
They're not allowed to do that!
I know. But it might work.
I mean, they kind of tried to do that with LMQ, and that didn't pan out.
No, but that's different, because this is SKT.
I love everyone who's just like, oh my god, if we remove region restrictions, they're just going to import a Chinese team, and then they're just going to win the whole region, and I'm just like, but that happened. That doesn't work. That literally happened in North America, and it didn't work. They got 3rd place, and they didn't even make groups at Worlds. And they had to dissolve into TIP because their management screwed them over to the point where they had to boost accounts to make money, to stay in America, and, like, not starve. Like,
yeah, but that probably wouldn't happen today.
Probably not.
The point is... I have no fucking idea what NA needs to do better.
There's been a lot of things, people saying like, oh, we need to switch to best of 3s in our games. We need to switch to...
Well, we've done that, and it didn't really like work.
Let me finish. We need to switch to focusing on NA talent. No. We need to focus on developing new Korean or Chinese talent, bringing in those young players from those regions before they find them. Which I think that idea is probably more viable than importing Mata.
It's also probably much harder.
Or Bangi. I don't think it's much harder than paying somebody 4 times what that player is worth and getting the same performance out of them. Like...
That's fair.
I don't know. I think that players who are playing in games in Academy 100% should be from North America. I see no reason why teams who are not North American teams should be playing in an Academy league to develop for the North American region. I don't care who your coaching staff is. That's whatever.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like, what do you wait, never mind, keep going.
Like, I don't care who, like, what region the coaching staff is from, because they're not really developing talent. Like, you're not developing coaching staff at that point. Your coaching staff is developing your talent, and you should be looking for the people who can best develop your talent. And I don't think there should be restrictions on staffing. But the players in Academy definitely should not be 5-year veterans like Alex Zeich or Golden Glue. And why are these players still down there? Why are they not playing in the LCS? And it's like, either we need to bolster to kind of fix this, we need to bolster the amateur scene more, or bolster the collegiate scene, or both, to try to
I wouldn't really call
more of avenues
them
in
amateur.
No. I mean a step below Academy.
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird to me. I think that NA does not use the 10-man roster well, or the 7-man roster well at all.
Best of ones really, really hurts that, because you can't be like, I want to try.
No, I agree. I completely agree with that, and you know that I'll argue with you for BO3s until the fucking cows come home. I think we both want that. But frankly, like, the fact of the matter is that, like, there are a lot of players on the Academy teams that, like, the literal only way I see them getting playtime is if the main roster gets injured, suspended, or quits, right? And then once they get a better version, like a better person in that role, they go back to Academy, right? Like, and maybe it's just there's not enough talent in North America. Maybe we do need to be scouting and looking at these things more. I don't really know. There probably is plenty of talent in North America, but the idea of having just this like whole extra roster of players at minimum, right? Like this 5 minimum other players that are just sitting there, and you're not really training them to succeed in the LCS. You're not really trying to help them get as good as you're trying to help get your main roster, or like they're just not. Like, that's a problem, right? Because like some of these international teams have deep rosters. Not all of them. G2 is like 5 people and they're insane and they can do G2 things, right? But that's that, right? Like, Korean teams have expansive rosters.
TSM has 3 strings of teams.
But what did they do with it? Not go to Worlds 2 years in a row?
I mean, like, sure. And to be honest, their jungler situation at the end of the year was really kind of unique.
A mismanaged strength thing, right?
I guess the biggest problem is probably that they had to put Greg as a top laner. Otherwise, they probably would have just defaulted back to Greg and moved on with their lives. But that's a hindsight is 2020 kind of thing.
I guess, but I don't know. It just feels like North America, only a few teams even try to utilize the multi-roster thing, and the rest of them, and then even the ones who do it don't always seem to do it optimally or well. And
a lot of the ones who are doing it out of desperation rather than out of for like future planning.
Yeah, like C9 does it okay usually. Sometimes, not this time.
Sometimes they put in Deathly for some games. I think they won a game with Deathly.
I think so.
Sometimes they put in Blabber and lose 2 games because I don't fucking know.
I don't know, dude.
I didn't even notice when they changed their rosters because they were all playing so poorly.
That was a bad time for me to take that sip of water.
Like, the only person that stood out to me on C9 was Licorice. And I thought Licorice was doing great this tournament. And then everyone else is just kind of getting swapped around or playing like a boosted animal.
I agree. And remember, there were worries about Licorice coming in because he'd been kind of underperforming at the end of the NA split. But
was he?
There were some worries.
No, everyone was talking about Sneaky, I thought.
People were talking about Licorice too. I thought I remembered it.
No, I remember Licorice doing good last year at Worlds.
No, I'm not talking about last year at Worlds.
I know, but like I don't know why people would be worried about Licorice.
Well, just because his performance at the end of the split was not as good as it had been. And so people were worried that he wouldn't be able to turn it back on, as it were. However, he did, and he performed really well. I agree, he was probably the best part. Even the commentators like mentioned that it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks to be like this guy, and you're like popping off, and your team's over there like, oh.
Oh god, there was the Impact game. I think it was against Damwon or something when he was playing Aatrox and Vladimir just face checks a bush and dies to him. He did that like 3 times that game, and I'm just sitting here watching Impact slam on these kids, and then they still lose the game. I'm just like, God, I hate that game. I've been in that game, and that game sucks.
I've also been in that game, and it does.
So. I put this on the TSM subreddit when they were talking about best of 3s for the LCS. There are basically 3 ways that you can look at organizing the league, and that's best of 1s in 2 full days, like 10 games in a weekend, are the best way to get full exposure for like teams, like even like Echo Fox and Clutch Gaming.
Less popular teams.
Yeah. And you grow the league, and everyone gets to have a real holistic experience with it, and you're not just following one team and kind of getting behind them and sort of watching their moves and whatnot. It gives you a league experience, but a lot of people I think don't really need that. And honestly, it might be a catch-22 where doing one thing might be better than the other, but you lose some people and gain different people. But I digress for these next 2 points. Best of 3s are more entertaining from a viewership and analytical perspective, because you get more content out of it. You're getting a longer story to watch, and it gives teams more chances to try things and do different strategies. And then the third one is that the format has 0 impact on how the teams play and will practice, so it doesn't matter at all how you format the league, and the league is just there to make money and give results to the practice that they have had for the past 3 months or whatever.
I agree with a lot of what you said. Obviously, you know my opinions on this. I've made them well known to you in the past. It's very frustrating to have best of 1s. It puts teams in a weird competitive position because any old fluke can happen in a 1-game series, and the better team can end up losing, which is way less likely to happen in the best of 3. Plus,
yeah, just like that 17-0 season TSM had. Damn. Flukes, man. What are you gonna do?
2 years without Worlds. 2 years without Worlds appearance. Anyway, God, 2 whole years. Anyway,
the point really. Season, it's amazing. It was such a great season.
I know, but I can't remember what the actual score was, so I'm not gonna call
How many games do they play? How many matches did they have in that season? How many did they
38?
have this season? No.
38 games.
Keep going.
I want
to live my 17-0 world.
Who did they lose to?
Nobody. They went 17-0.
Who did they come close to losing to?
It might have been Phoenix 1.
Oh, it might have been. Oh, it might have been 16-1.
No, 17-0. I'm sorry.
The point remains. The point. Oh, you really fucked me up. You really fucked my train of thought on this one, dude. Oh my god, I agree with basically everything you said. I prefer it from a viewer perspective because I think it equalizes the best teams winning and losing. I don't think it's a huge problem, but I think it's definitely a problem where we see sometimes those weird upsets of teams that shouldn't really be coming out on top because of a mistake or a fluke. Obviously, a best of 3 can't it just increases the odds that the best teams win, and therefore the best teams who are consistently the best at this kind of League of Legends, which is, by the way, the kind of League of Legends that is played internationally, right? Like the best of 3s are the ones going to international events.
Group stages is best of 1s.
Okay, but group stages don't matter if you can get a bye. So
there are no buys.
You're right.
I digress.
There used to be. Listen, you know what I mean, though. The best of 3s are fucking better. I don't know what you want.
Yes. We've talked about this at length for a lot. Best of 3s will always give you this is the best teams when we know it.
But also, like you said, it allows teams to experiment, right? Like, instead of saying we have to play the safest shit so that other teams...
We have to play Sona Tark 5 times in a row because otherwise we just can't not play the win.
XD.
Making every single game like that count and not letting people try things. I think that's why the half division or the quarters or the three period division that other sports have is very important, because you might walk in with a strategy in first period and then a theoretical strategy for your next 2 periods that you'll very probably scrap or change based on how the first period pans out. Say you just entirely throw the game in the first period and now you have a giant lead to make back. You're going to play a more aggressive strategy in the next period to try and claw back that victory, because if you do something passive, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to kind of hope something happens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is the real reason why we should be using best of 3s, and I think groups should probably move to some kind of best of 3 format or some different format for group stage, so that there's less of a best of 1s deciding everything instantly. Like TL went 3-3. That is a 500% win, or 500%. That's a 500 win rate. So
500%.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Someone had a long week.
Yeah. So you would think that somebody who went 500 should be able to make it into the top half of that of the bracket or the group stage that they're in, right? So why aren't these teams that are going at the top 500 making it there? It doesn't really make a lot of sense why that's where the line is being drawn at the top there. I've said this in the last, maybe the episode before that, but the idea that the third place in each group gets to play a different one of the second places in a best of 3 to then go up to get that second seed spot is probably a good alternative that they want to change. And the rumors of them changing a lot of the format next year are honestly probably true. But we don't know about it yet, and we probably won't know about it until MSI. We will know about the LCS format changes that they've been I
would hope we would know about the LCS changes before MSI.
Yeah, we should know about that by or at All-Stars.
That would be a problem if we didn't.
Hey, if they announce best of 3s across the week, I'm gonna be the happiest motherfucker on earth. I'm gonna love that. That's gonna be my jam.
Me too, dude.
So many games.
Me too, dude.
So yeah,
makes our fucking job easier too.
Does it?
Yeah, a little bit.
So
more content to talk about. So if there's a bunch of shitters, we have more.
We are more likely to be able to focus on a couple of good series that week instead of having to be like, okay,
there was
Fox
one
played Optic this week. And
there was one decent BO1 over 2 days. Like, gotta fill an hour. Let's get to it.
So fixing an entire region is hard, and especially a region with a small player base as North America has.
A tiny baby player base.
I think we have a smaller player base than Brazil, yet we still somehow are better than Brazil. I do think the imports are helping that, but at the same time,
No shit, the imports are helping that.
I would really think Riot really should do, if they want to make North America a more competitive region, and the problem is this is Riot kind of trying to forcefully inject power into North America, which is kind of biased, and take that as you will. But if you need to upgrade the popularity of League of Legends in North America, and I think Wild Rift is probably a good sort of entry to start to doing that, and all of these new games will probably help boost their player base for League of Legends in some respect, because they're supposed to sort of be crossing somehow in a way. Not all of them are gonna cross lore wise, and not all of them are gonna cross client wise, because you're not buying RP for your mobile games because there's a whole legal issue there. But more players playing League of Legends should mean a better region. That's what they need to focus on. That's what they should be going for. And I think probably working on the amateur scene and the collegiate scene is the best vector to approach that from.
Probably.
That's what I would do. And I've participated in the collegiate scene, and I know that there are some decent, I don't want to say some LCS caliber players in there, but there are a few. Fake God came from the collegiate scene, and I think
Adrian did some college stuff.
Adrian came from the collegiate scene too, but Adrian.
Okay, well, Adrian had a brief stint on one of the best teams in North America at the time.
But it's just kind of...
It was during the Ardent Censor meta, but...
It's just that I think developing talent to be able to play in the LCS from the get-go is probably better than trying to stick Korean players in academy until their NA import status becomes a thing.
I think that's probably fair. I mean, to be frank, I think part of it is just like the popularity of the game, right? Like a player base.
Mm-hmm.
Like part of me now is thinking about like when the NFL first started, like barring like the prodigious level athletes that occasionally went into the early NFL, even the best NFL players of like the 30s would get fucking eviscerated by the most average NFL players today, right? Because the game is more popular, more people are going into it, right? Like there is a much bigger player base, and it's not a bunch of like people who do it for 2 years and then quit, and then go
like baseball back, I think before World War II, more so was like people had day jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball is what they did on the side, and they all smoked and like drank all the time while they were playing, and it was like.
Well, that's just good old-fashioned American fun right there, Anthony, but I don't endorse that message.
So it's like, are we at that stage, or are we trying to transition past that stage? And
well, hopefully the game's trying to transition past it.
I mean,
right, like
people are making careers out of this at this point. Like,
some people are, but it's not about, right, like, my point isn't that there's no one making a career out of it. My point is that there are not so many people that even your average player is extremely good, right? Like your average team now is probably better than it was in season 2, 3, 4, etc. But we're not so popular as a game that all of these people are trying extremely hard to get into it. We don't have as huge a pool.
You know what? Also, starting in high schools, that's probably a good way to like try to inject more players, because
but that's going to be a hard sell.
They're already working on it with a couple of I forget where, but I saw something about them trying to work with high school level esports to try to get.
Frankly, it might just be like a cultural perception issue. Like I'm sure there's still a lot of people who just view video games as like a thing that their kids or their college students shouldn't be doing in lieu of like academic work or athletic work, like traditional athletic work. And so like that might be a big barrier. I don't have statistics on that. It's just a hypothetical, but like
I mean, it's definitely
because one of the reasons people get good at football and basketball, right? Like if you watch interviews with good basketball players, they're like, yeah, I played basketball for like 5 hours a day every day since I was like 6, right? Mm-hmm. And that's an extremely good way to get good at something. But like not many people would it seems as if not as many people would let a kid play like 8 or like 4 to 6 hours of League of Legends a day for like 10 years, right?
I didn't do that. That's what?
I'm not saying
years of my life.
I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you know what I mean, right? Like there's a cultural perception about the difference of like playing basketball and playing a video game, right? That's all I meant to say. Is this is a cult?
All right, so let's move on to our next topic, which is what? You don't want to?
I don't know. Let's move on.
So this is the RIP LMS topic.
Oh my god, we spent a long time on the NA.
Yeah, it's relevant.
It is RIP LMS for the last time. Anthony, I have read and heard nothing about this. You're gonna walk me through this.
I mean, it's not much to walk through. The LMS is dissolving into the GPL, like the VCS used to be. So it's hard to really say what's going to happen to their world seeds at the moment. It's hard to say what's going to happen to a lot of their players and their teams.
Toilet.
Huh?
I said toilet.
Toilet. But the league is going to be going away, and they also all finished last in their groups. Actually, wait, no.
Yikes.
No. J-Team finished above GAM. They did do that, but none of them made it out of...
A win is a win, no matter how small, Anthony.
None of them made it out of groups, and all of them finished below North America. So, just saying. LMS is below North America. North America might be the oh god, this is why we're the 4th best region. Team Liquid needs to stop going to Worlds. No! Not like this!
I'm gonna move us past that because this is about mourning the death of the LMS, not making fun of Team Liquid.
They've been on a downward spiral ever since they won Worlds in Season 2.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say you're wrong, but...
TPI was their a shining moment. That was it. And then, back then they were even still the GPL. They were still a part of Garena. But the only other time I remember them being remotely relevant was, I think 2015 MSI, when Flash Wolves went... It might have been 2015 or 2016 when Flash Wolves went to the final against SKT and I think took them to 5 games. Yeah. That was sort of the limit. And then the year after that, I think everyone left Flash Wolves and went over to China. Because I'm pretty sure Karsa is on RNG or Fun Plus Phoenix or somebody.
I don't know.
Either way, it seems like a lot of the LMS players will probably go to China. Because not only are they paying a lot of money, their league's not getting dissolved, and they have 16 teams to fill. So,
yes,
you got experienced players. You go to Chad.
Yeah. RIP to the LMS. I never really watched it.
I never watched it either. I just they were remotely competitive against SKT. That's basically it. They were only ever competitive against SKT for some reason. All right, on to our...
Excuse me, I'm having a coughing fit. I'm sorry.
You want to move on to our meta-focus
Why does
discussion?
anyone think mage bots are viable, Anthony? Literally kill me.
I don't know.
So the stat you have written down here is that the mage bots are 1 in 13. 1 win, 13 losses.
No, did I say 13? I guess,
yeah, so
I guess that was counting Sona. I don't have Sona on my list.
Okay, well, losses here. Listen, it doesn't matter. It's bad. The 1 win is on Heimerdonger. 4 picks with a 0% win rate on Syndra. 2 picks, no wins, Vigar. A pick on Morg, Cassio, Zoe bot. No wins. 1 win on Heimerdinger from 4 picks. That is an 8% win rate, not counting the Sona. That's 13 total picks, 1 win, 12 losses. 8%! It's bad! Why are you doing this?
So, I wonder what happens when Reckless and Sneaky pick mages for the entire first week.
Just don't...
Why would anyone do that? I know we talked about it last time.
It wasn't good. It was bad.
Like Fnatic went 3-0 in the second week, and Reckless played 80 carries.
Yeah, it's almost like when you give a 80 carry player 80 carry. Look, I'm sympathetic to the idea that like 80 carry should have a wider champion pool, even though I don't want to do the work to get one. So like I'm sympathetic to the notion that an 80 carry player should actually be able to play mages, right? Should be able to play something. However, we are not living in a meta right now where the optimal pick is mages. We are not there. And we can see that. How do we see that, Anthony? A single-digit win percentage for Mage's bot, not counting Sona. Now, that tells you everything you need to know, especially because there are like 2 good AD carries, which means that if those 2 AD carries are banned, it's still probably better to pick a shitty AD carry over a decent mage. Like, it's just not working. I don't understand why teams were so committed to it, especially after it failed, right? I don't know if they had some inside info, what the fucking algorithms were telling them, but it was wrong.
It seems like this might have been the East versus West split in the meta that was sort of predicted to happen. And then it panned out that the West just had the wrong fucking read. Or it just didn't matter. Because
I think it's the wrong read, to be honest. Like,
I think most of this is Western teams picking it.
I agree. That's true. I think it's probably a wrong read because it just like there's no reason to pick a mage over Kai'Sa or Xayah, first of all. Second of all, there's not really a great there's not a great reason to pick it over most other AD carries. Like, I just don't know what to say. Like, there's just no need for it.
Where is Garen?
Garen's not a mage.
I know Garen's not a mage, but I want to see his...
What if you thought Garen was a mage?
I'd
put you out to pasture, buddy.
I'd ask you to end me quickly.
I would hang up the voice. I'd hang up the call, walk over to your place, and say sorry.
So Garen has 5 games picked. This is before counting my bullshit. These games don't count thing, and he's won 3 of them. Now one of them was into Sonatam Kench. Another was against. 2 of them were against Hong Kong Attitude and Clutch Gaming, and one of them was. Okay, I'm sorry. 3 of them were 2 against Hong Kong Attitude and 1 against Clutch Gaming. And so they had 1 legitimate game where he still lost. I can't not have that point. It's just... This is another pick that just kind of goes right over my head as to why they think it's viable, and it just seems garbage to me. And it doesn't seem to be a different sort of bot lane than this, to be honest, because it seems like they're actually trying to use Yuumi as a mage in the bot lane.
Yeah, but it's just... It works better because Yuumi is broken.
I guess... Sure, because Yuumi does a shitload of damage in all those games. Yuumi's damage,
and she can't die, and she's on top of a character that has an insane amount of natural healing. So you get poked on Garen, you all in on the Garen.
Walk back for 5 seconds.
Walk back for 5 seconds. You're full health with Yuumi's heals to speed up. So you have 2 movement speed steroids on the Garen that gets to QE you and then I'll execute you. And the E's gonna fucking hit because once she hits 6, she's gonna root you in place, right? Like that's actually a good lane combo. Right? It actually works. Picking like why are you picking Syndra bot? Don't.
Okay, so
why are you picking Zoe bot?
Because it's perks. Because the theory behind Syndra
Okay,
bot,
I forgot that one was perks. Actually, that one makes sense. Never mind. You know what? That's a good reason.
The theory behind Syndra bot is that you can pick like a Tristana lane, or you can pick like a double 8 like Kiana mid and Jace top and still have a magic damage threat who does a lot of damage to mages. Now
I get that.
My problem is no one picks it in that scenario. They just pick it like it's whatever the fuck. I don't get it.
That's what I was gonna bring up. That's what I was gonna bring up, right? Is that
just play
picking a mage bot is fine if you have a triple AD top side.
Or even 2 ADs in a tank, like...
Yeah. If you've got no other AP threat, then fine. You can pick the mage, sit back and farm, right? Hang out. But the problem is, when you've got other AP threats, just don't do it.
Syndra also looks like the only option to me that works in this scenario at all. It looks like
I think Heimer's actually... Heimer's fine if you have like a safe support and you want to just like hang out and farm.
But
like all in,
now you have a Heimerdinger on your team who's a giant liability.
You know what? I forgot about the dangers of having a Heimerdinger on your team.
It's like, let's team fight with Heimerdingers. Oh shit, Heimerdinger died.
Yeah, no. But also Heimerdinger does a lot of fucking damage.
Sure, but every time I see Heimerdinger played, it's into Renekton. So Renekton just sort of dashes past his turret, stuns him, and then he gets nuked by everyone on the team. Yeah,
you gotta think about the early game before the Renekton shows up.
You mean the part where nothing happens because you can just gank him?
He does a lot of early damage.
I don't care about Heimerdinger in a lane, man. Wait, you push up early, he has to set up at his turret, and then he has to slowly move up towards you, and he's guaranteed,
fair enough. No,
he's guaranteed
you're right.
to shove the lane. Like...
Yeah. No, you're right.
Mage's bot baffle me, and this is like why I hate random ass meta picks. Like, I played a few games trying to grind S rank for boxes. I ran into 5 Shaco supports. 5 in like 10 games.
You want to duo queue after this, by the way? You want to duo queue, buddy?
Why are we playing this stupid ass shit that does nothing? You know what I played and won on? Silas support. That's what I had to play. Yeah, I saw someone else playing Ahri support in one of the games, and I'm like, this isn't a meme. This works.
Did I DM you when I had one that wasn't you?
I think you did.
She was good. It hurt my heart how good she was.
I don't understand why Ahri support works, but maybe we should try it in the LCS, because apparently murking the bot lane 5 times in a row just shuts down 2 champions and gives your carries lots of gold.
What?
Who knew, man? Who knew?
Tell my fucking jungler that, buddy.
I'm gonna become an LCS coach, and I'm like, okay, everyone's playing some random shit like Mage's Bot, but fuck all that. AP carry supports. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And you know what?
Blade Silas
it's gonna be
support,
even
baby.
more meta when they've removed the gold to buy the upgrades for your support item. You just sit on it and buy mage items.
It's facts. We're gonna move past this because we've digressed violently.
It's just because it's so stupid, and it's.
So can we just do the
12.
predictions?
Yeah, let's go to the predictions.
Let's go to the predictions. We're quickly running out of time. We don't have time to talk about Silas support. Fucking grief, by the way.
I won.
Doesn't mean you didn't grief, pal. Just means you didn't grief the hardest.
All right, we have 4 best of 5s happening this weekend. We have Griffin versus IG, Fun Plus Phoenix versus Fnatic, SKT versus Spice, and G2 versus Damwon Gaming. So, what we are going to be doing for the picks is, obviously, we're going to do our pick'ems.
Yep, lock those in.
You could check the list on my Discord. And every
roast fucking Haemon.
Yes, and then every week we're going to update our picks for the bracket, just because otherwise we might not have
too much of a pain in the butt.
So, unless we get real lucky, in which case, woo. So let's get down to it. Griffin versus IG. I have chosen IG 3-2. Matt, Griffin 3-2. Why do you think Griffin's gonna win? Where's the edge?
I think the safest bet on that series is 3-2. I think if either one of us picked anything other than 3-2, they were griefing. I think Griffin looks a little bit stronger. Invictus looks good, but just Griffin's performance at the back end of this, what the fuck did we just get out of group stage? At the back end of groups was really, really convincing to me. Having watched their games, I was like, I have faith in this team to take on Invictus. Obviously, I don't think I would be surprised if IG won. I don't think you would be surprised if Griffin won. But the only thing that's surprising me in this is a 3-0 either way.
Yeah, but if this is a landslide, I'm gonna be sitting.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. I just think Griffin looked a little tiny bit stronger.
Did you know that Griffin's coach used to be IG's coach when they won Worlds in 2018?
Well, fuck me, dude.
that fact is in every single effing thread about Griffin, and I'm just.
That's now the only reason.
See,
I think Griffin is going to win.
The coach knows exactly what's happening. Oh, wait, no, it's Damwon.
No, because the coach wants revenge.
I'm sorry, it's Damwon. I'm sorry.
You lied to me, and I can't forgive you.
I don't. I think IG are pretty turned on at this point. I think the Shy and Rookie are very much in form, and I think they're just ready to take over. And I see them probably going to the final, as I put in my pick'ems. And I see them having a contentious final. All right.
Yeah.
You ready for the next one? We got Fnatic versus Fun Plus Phoenix.
I got Fnatic.
3-2. And I have Fun Plus Phoenix at 3-2. Now, why?
Again, the only surprise for me here is a landslide, but honestly, because I don't know.
I think that Fun Plus Phoenix is going to win because Fnatic's going to be stupid and aggress to Mage's Bot and screw themselves out of this.
They might, but Reckless didn't do it this last. Hopefully, they learned.
That's always the hope. But I've learned not to have hope when it comes to winning games of League of Legends.
You know what? That's very fair, but it's.
I just think Fun Plus looked like they were, they looked more together. They had an easy group. I'll give them that. But I also think Fnatic is more likely to psych themselves out than Fun Plus, and I think Fun Plus definitely comes from a more. I don't want to I just think that they're stronger than Fnatic, and I don't think Fnatic is stronger than G2. I think Fun Plus would definitely give G2 a run for their money, so I definitely think they're going to beat Fnatic.
I was not confident about any one of my picks except in the SKT Splice game at all.
I'll mostly agree with you there, I'm not 100% on most of my picks either, because it's just like anything can happen, and none of these picks make sense.
Because a lot of these games feel very close.
And a lot of the groups were very different in skill level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could definitely stack rank these groups and how hard they were.
I agree.
So
SKT Splice, I have it 3-1 because I am a principled coward who refuses to call 3 O's. Because there's a non-zero chance that Splice wins the game, though I do think it is a low percentile chance. So I have SKT 3-1.
I have SKT 3-0. I think they will demolish Splice. But I look forward to being misfitted. I look forward to it. That's going to be a good time.
Oh, I don't. It's going to fuck up my old pickups.
Well, Misfits didn't win. They just took 1 of 5 games.
No, that's fair.
Alright, now G2 Damwon, probably the biggest question mark game of all of these games. We both have...
I agree. I think we both have G2 3-2.
Yep.
Which is very fun to say.
I mean,
G2 3-2. I like that a lot.
G2 and 8 was like the best timeline and hilarious. That was back when EU was doing garbage, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the best timeline because I got to make fun of EU a lot more. Now I can't.
So I got G2 3-2 because I think that I'm just gonna cut you off so you stop rambling about the past. I don't want to hear about 17-0 anymore. G2 3-2 because I think that, like you said, this is probably the closest one we're calling. It really genuinely could go either way, and I don't know if it was saved in when you did. It wasn't. When I originally wrote my pick in, I wrote G2 3-2, but probably could go either way. Honestly, it's a coin flip, and I really believe that.
I just don't know how hard Damwon can go. I don't know how much further they have to go. They've always looked kind of like, are they really that amazing? Did they just kind of catch TL when they weren't looking? Is IG really just not feeling it this game? Like G2's top side of the map has not looked stellar this tournament. Like Jankos and Wonder have looked awful. But they still win when Jankos and Wonder look awful. So it's hard to say that they're not going to win. But I still think that they are probably the second best team at this tournament. I think if they could, they would go to the final with SKT, but they're going to meet in the semifinals. And the semifinals are looking to be really interesting, depending on how not like regardless of how the quarterfinals go. So yeah,
yes,
those are our predictions. Now the last
I was just gonna ask a quick intermediary question, which was just: are there any series in particular you're looking forward to more than others?
Definitely the G2 Damwon and Griffin IG. The other two. As much as I think Fnatic FunPlus is close, I think it has the highest potential to be a landslide, just not counting the SKT series.
Okay.
Like I one of those teams could just sort of entirely boom and just the whole thing's over.
But anyway, who's gonna win?
Yeah, who's gonna win? So let me just pull up. Am I in Haymon's pick? I'm in Haymon's pick.
I assume this topic was about the world champions.
Yes. Who's going to win the world championships? And I think
all 3 of us have SKT.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is quite the majority opinion that SKT are going to win this world championship at the moment. They looked the cleanest in group stage. And they were only beaten by Fnatic, who got their I'm pretty sure they lost to Fnatic when they got Garen Yumi, if I'm not crazy. No, they lost to Fnatic with Xayah. Oh, it was Vigar. Vigar caught him out.
Yeah,
Vigar caught him out. So I don't think that they're necessarily going to destroy their way through this like they have in the past, where they're just going to 3-0 everyone. I think it'll probably be pretty close with a lot of the games, but they're probably going to win. That's who I think's winning. And Matt, you agree?
Yes. I agree with everything you just said. I have almost nothing to add. I mean, it's
SKT. If you bet against SKT, you're high.
Yeah, and they also just look pretty good right now.
They've been to the finals every time that they've been at this tournament. They've only lost it once to Samsung, who only won because they put their mid laner on Malzahar duty. A lesson that I took to heart, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
When in doubt, mid laner play Malzahar. Easy life. So Matt, you ready to start the outro?
You want to take us on home there, pal?
Yeah, I think so. I think that'll do it for us in the second part of group stage here at the Legendary Lens podcast. You can probably catch us next Monday, barring any unforeseen circumstances. 7 p.m. Eastern, Torch of Odds on my YouTube channel. Have a nice day.
Have a good night.